Hey, what's up guys, Armand here, MonsterGadgets. Welcome to episode number 26 of Tutorial Thursdays. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're all having a wonderful day wherever you might be. If you are a new viewer, thank you so much for clicking on my video and taking a risk in viewing my video, and don't know what you're getting yourself into, but I promise you'll be in for a surprise, so make sure you subscribe. If you are a return viewer and subscriber, thank you so much for your support. I greatly appreciate it. So today we're going to be looking at Adobe Photoshop and how we can basically take a portrait and remove the background and be able to create a PNG. So the reason why I wanted to do this tutorial, most recently I was with a potential client and I was presenting my portfolio on headshots, corporate headshots that I've done, and one of the questions they had was, can you make these images as a PNG? So I guess the people they currently have a contract with, they do PNG shots just so they can put their picture on a business card and have a clear, picture and a background. So I said, yeah, absolutely, I can do that. So I thought, you know what, maybe there's people out there like you guys that are reviewing my videos who might not know how to do that. So I'm going to show you how quickly and easily you can remove a background from a portrait so that you can use it for a business and have it as transparent. So let's go ahead and dive into Adobe Photoshop after this intro. Alright guys, so here we are. We're gonna go ahead and jump into Adobe Photoshop, and before we do, honestly, this is like a 2-3 step process and you guys will just be automatically blown away on how easy this is. A couple of things to keep in mind. When you're doing this, it works best when you've got two different shades of color. So for example, a background and a foreground. If your subject's in the foreground, then obviously you want to make sure the clothes they're wearing or their resemblance, their skin color or hair color, those type of things are different than the actual background, because if they're similar, when you go in to select the actual background, it's going to start selecting and bleeding into the actual foreground as well. So it's best to either use a green screen, which I personally don't use. You can either use a neutral color that's not going to be visible and easy to work with, so you can do that, or you can use a green screen if you want to. That way not a lot of people wear, oh wait, I'm wearing green. So if your subjects are wearing green, don't use a green screen. But if they're not wearing green, use a green screen or use a color that people don't normally dress in. All right, let's go ahead and dive into Adobe Photoshop. So we've got this portrait here, and what we're going to do is, again, a couple simple steps. On the right here, you've got your background. Go ahead and click on that, and you're going to go ahead and click on Layer from Background. And then this will pop up. Just go ahead and hit OK. And then go over to your wand tool. And if you're not on the wand tool, you can hit W to select it, or you might have the quick selection tool as your default. Just go ahead and click and hold and go down to magic wand tool. So here what you can do is you can mess around with different settings. I personally, the only one you really got to worry about is having your tolerance set at, I like to leave it at 30. That way it's not such a big selection, it's not a small selection, it's just about right. So I'll leave it at 30, and all you do is you click on the background. And as you can see, it did quite a bit of selection. So now go ahead and hit Shift and click away. And that way you're going to go ahead and select all the areas that you want selected. So let's go ahead and maybe make this 50. And oops, we're going to go ahead and select this as well. Here we go. As you guys can see, when I put the tolerance up to 50, it started selecting a bigger area. So we're going to make sure we get in and we get all the areas selected. You can also obviously zoom in, hold down Shift, and select areas that are not selected. So for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it as is. Obviously there's still some areas that I got to select and clean up, but again, for the sake of time, we're going to go ahead and leave it as such. Once you got the area selected, all you do is hit delete on your keyboard, and it gets rid of all the background. And so step 1 is now done. So making sure that you've cleaned it up and you've deleted it, step 1 is done. The second thing is to actually save it as a PNG. So we'll go ahead and hit File, and then we're going to go to Export, and then you want to click on Save from Web. Go ahead and click on that. And when you click on here, you'll get this confusing little box. Don't worry, all you got to do is make sure that you've got it on PNG, and then you've got the transparency menu selected. If you do, go and hit save, and it's going to ask you where you want to save it, and we'll just call it test photo, and I'm going to save it on my desktop, and I'm going to go and hit save. Now it's on my desktop, so let's make sure that it actually did work. So now I'll go ahead and go to File, Open, and on the desktop you've got test photo. Go ahead and double click on that, and there it is. There is our test photo. Here's our original one. Here's our test photo. The background's gone. So now let's go ahead and put this into an actual project. So as you guys know, I did a previous video on Canva that I use for basically my thumbnails for my video clips. If you haven't seen that, I'll go ahead and link it here. You guys can go check it out. But let's go ahead and put this into effect. I'm just going to take any old thumbnail here on their offering, and we've got this. So let's go ahead and now import that photo in here. And I'm going to go to upload an image and upload this image here. And once the image is uploaded, I'll show you guys, and I'm going to put it on top of this with the clear background. So it's uploading, and there it is. So now the background's gone, and you can use this as a PNG. So again, on here, I'm using it just on my thumbnail project, but any picture you have, you want to get rid of the background and create a PNG, you can do that just by following these steps. Especially if you're doing corporate headshots or headshots in general, and you want to be able to take a subject and put them in the background, but then switch out the background and have them in something completely different. This is where this comes in handy. So hopefully you guys found this to be helpful. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. If you have not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I upload a video, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.